Hey, what is up, everybody? Um, yeah, so we're here. My wife had to stop real quick and do a little pee-pee dance. Don't tell her I said that. So we are here. We're literally 13 minutes out right now. So no, 12 minutes. We're 12 minutes away from the house. We're going to go over there. That's going to be the first location that we're going to go. I wanted to try to fly my drone out here. I brought the drone. It's raining. I might still try to do that, but I'm honestly not sure how it's going to go. So it is quite a distance to get out here. It took us like 3 hours and I don't know, 3.5 hours, something like that. So it's a little bit of distance to get here. Sorry, I had to keep readjusting the time. I had unfortunate things happen this morning. My son not wanting to go to sleep, and I was completely exhausted. We were going to be there, try to be there at leave at 5 o'clock in the morning. However, that did not happen. So, thank you all for your patience and for joining today. We'll be doing the Suzanne Morphew. We're going to go over and we're going to go to the house and we're going to try to see and do a spirit box. And speaking of it, here comes Miss Mekcee right now. Hi, baby.
I was looking for a snack.
Oh, so she's looking for a snack, and then you want to see what she just sneaking inside of here. You guys might have seen.
Cheese. I was like, I would be crunching too loud.
No, it's okay. You can crunch away. So, all right, we're gonna go. I put it on your phone right here. So just follow that. We're only 12 minutes away, so we're not that far away. How come you got a gangster lean going on back here?
I took a little nap, remember?
All right, so we're on our way. So we're also going to go to the path where they found the bike at too. So, they're all saying hi, Miss Mekcee.
Hello.
Here's Miss Mekcee too. She's over here. She's over here hiding. All right, so here we go. We're on the way right now. I should show you guys the view because the view is kind of crazy. So there's some pretty cool places. Even we were trying to take some pictures, but I'm like, we're late, so we can't stop. But maybe we'll stop all the way there. Because honestly, we've never been out to this side.
This area?
Yeah. Well, not this side necessarily, but this specific location we have not been. So, how are you feeling? You feeling okay? So I was telling my wife too. I was like, you're going to be in here because she doesn't want to go out while it's raining. You guys know me. I'll go on foot and I'll go as close as I can to the location to try to do the investigation. But hopefully we don't lose you guys too, because there's like outside of where we just were, like probably like maybe 10 minutes ago, there was zero signal. So we had no signal at all. So I'm really hoping that we can keep the signal, fingers crossed, so we can get out there. But we are now 10 minutes away, so we're getting close. We're almost there, guys. Yeah, so we're gonna bust out all the things. We'll do the spirit box. I'll try to bust out the SLS, see if we can see anything. Speaking of which, I better grab that. Let's see. Might even break out the thermal camera too. I don't know. Let's see. Guess I better church this while we're waiting. And I'm not going to incriminate my wife, but she wasn't going to speed limit.
What?
Huh?
What'd you say?
What? See, guys, you're witness. She hits me. I'm curious to see the bike location to see like where where the bike was put. And, we can't convict him technically, Barry, of course, because it's innocent until proven guilty, right? All right, I know I lost you guys. Sorry. We are right near the location now. I'm honestly not sure if we can't get the investigation where we're going right now, which is right by the house, then thanks for staying with me too, guys. Thank you. Appreciate that. But I'm going to show you real quick. I was like, stop right here because we have one bar of signal. So we're going to stay right here. And I'm going to show you. Maybe we can back up so we can show that thing too. Do you guys see that ribbon right there? That obviously is for Suzanne Morphew right there. Ribbon. And you guys can kind of see this.
Is that good enough?
I was trying. There's a car coming. Just pull over right here.
Ah, sorry.
All right. Hold on, guys.
There's another ribbon. There's ribbons on this.
Yeah. What are the? I think they have ribbons all over. I'm going to show you guys kind of like all over. I'm going to go quick so you guys can see. Get out. Get out. All right. All right. So here we go. Let's switch the camera around so you guys can see. Gar, I'm going to send you a link here in a second, brother. So we can have you up on here. I saw that somebody said the glare is in the house, so I'm going to send you a link here in a minute, brother. We keep losing signal in and out. Kind of want to go over here. All right, I'm going to go up to the other one too because my wife's turned back around so we can see. That too. I need to send that link. So I'm probably going to go dark for a second here. Check this out. Look at this freaking thing. This thing is huge. Look how big he is compared to my finger. Just don't bite me, dude. Don't bite me. Dang, freaking huge. Sorry. I get distracted easily. I'm like a big kid. Crikey. Look at the size of that ant. Wow, that's a rare one right there. Right. We're going to go back up so I can show you the beginning where it enters in. Let the glare entertain. You want to go back up? Yeah, but I got to send him a link. All right, guys, hold on real quick because I'm going to send the glare a link. So it's going to go dark for a second. In just a second, guys. Can you actually let me see? I'm going to hold it right here for now, guys. Copy that. Send it back to me. Ooh, butterfly. I missed it. I don't know if you guys saw that butterfly or not. There was an ant over there that was about the size of the tip of my finger. No, not yet. All right, guys, hold on real quick. Now I gotta copy this link. Send it to Glare. All right, there we go. All right, we can go back up there now. All right, the glare, I just sent you a link. So if you want to jump up here. Oh, no. Close to it. And this direction is where over there. Over there.
Oh, oh.
Yes, because
You're
you're not listening to me. Remember I said I wanted to show them that thing first? This is going to be the direction we're heading here in a second. So clear.
Hold on, I can't hear you. Can y'all hear me? But I can't hear Mekcee right now. Maybe if I refresh. Let me refresh. Hold on, let me see if I... Okay, so it's not just me. You all can't hear Mekcee either, right? Right now? Okay. All right, so we'll let Mekcee try to figure out what's going on with his sound in the meantime. So what it looks like he's got right there, what he's looking at is a missing persons or a memorial thing for Suzanne Morphew. I wish he could talk. I wish you could hear him right now, because I think he's actually at the location where her bicycle was found. I don't know if I'm right or not, but that's fascinating. That's crazy to me. So, a year ago, Mother's Day, Suzanne Morphew was reported missing. And there's been a lot of speculation for the past year. What happened to her? Most of everybody seemed to believe that her husband, Barry Morphew, was directly involved, that he was directly responsible for her disappearance. And now I wasn't so quick to do that. I was not so quick to do that, because we've learned from past cases that that's a very dangerous thing. If we don't have enough evidence to accuse someone of something, I mean, especially if it's the husband, then we have to assume that that person. Sorry, we have to assume that person is missing their significant other more than anybody else. So on top of the torture of knowing that their loved one is missing, I don't think it's probably best to add on the torture of them being accused of doing something and being responsible for hurting that person that they're missing so much. So I always try to keep that in mind until I get a lot of evidence. And in this case, there was a lot of circumstantial stuff that I could counter with some other theory that, you know what I mean? But until now, recently there was an arrest made, and Barry was charged with first-degree murder, tampering with evidence. I can't remember all the charges. I'm going to go ahead and look that up. But actually, let me just use my phone faster that way, because when I'm on StreamYard, it's really slow. Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of talk about their dynamic, and they seem to be pretty private people, but they also seem to be very well liked people. They had friends, and two very well adjusted grown daughters. So I can only imagine what they're going through right now. And this case and what Mekcee's doing, this is one of those things, especially this case, where it can't hurt. You know what I mean? Whether you're a skeptic or not, and I'm kind of a skeptic. I'm not saying I don't believe in what Mekcee's doing. I know that Mekcee believes in what he's doing, and that's good enough for me to be open-minded enough to follow it. But this case is one of those things, well, whether you believe in it or not, it can't hurt anything because we still don't have answers necessarily. Now, obviously, Barry Morphew's arrest affidavit is sealed, at least for the moment. Judge recently just made that decision to seal the affidavit, so it's not public for everyone just yet. So real quick, I'm going to read Barry Morphew's charges. Well, it says here, in addition to first-degree murder, Morphew is accused of destroying, mutilating, concealing, removing, or altering his wife's body in an attempt to avoid arrest, according to the complaint. Now, that could mean anything. That could mean anything. Now, obviously, these aren't all of his charges. I'm trying to find something here where I could find all of the charges listed, guys, because the more we know about this, the better. So a short rifle. So I mean, it looks to me like they think that they have a cause of death and a murder weapon, or at least, because it says here those include tampering. The new charges that were brought on were tampering with a deceased human body and possession of a dangerous weapon. Namely, the documents state a short rifle. So what I'm guessing is they would have either found a rifle, right? They would have either found they would have either found the murder weapon itself, or they found evidence of what that rifle, the damage that rifle did. Probably some buckshot, maybe, or maybe a certain type of way that blood spatter, or God knows what else. But it seems like they have plenty of evidence to convict Barry Morphew. So to me, in the history that Colorado law enforcement has handled things in these cases, to me, it seems like they have enough. And they've earned credibility with me as far as how they handle these cases. So let's see if we can, and it sounds like Mekcee's still a little choppy. Nah, man, it's real. It's a real weak signal.
Do you want to walk a bit?
Okay, I can hear you better now.
Okay. All right. Sorry, guys. The closer we get to the house, like the house is literally right down there, right down that path, like 2 minutes maybe. And
well, we're getting audio, but
see,
the video's frozen. But we're getting audio.
Oh, the video's okay. Well, that's good. I'm glad you guys are at least getting that. The video on my side is showing, but that sucks. It's not showing for you guys. So the house literally is like 2 minutes away from where we're at right now, and we went over there. Unfortunately, we lose signal when we get over there, so we're going to have to conduct part of that paranormal investigation off of here, but we'll post it once we get it done. But where we do get signal and the closest that we can you guys see anything yet, or is it still frozen?
Yeah, we see the path that you were talking about now. It's very it's very choppy, but we at least have a clear visual of what you're looking at. It's not real time right now.
That's a bummer. All right, guys. So we'll try to conduct the paranormal investigation, like right over kind of probably where her memorial is. I have a feeling that whatever happened took place in the house. That's my personal opinion. Um, Something went down at the house, and yeah,
All right, so yeah, we're losing Mekcee audio again, but Mekcee's basically saying that he believes that whatever happened at the house. Now, this is the area where her bike was found, but everyone basically believes that Barry Morphew threw the bike down there. Her brother has been very vocal about how that doesn't make any sense. He's explained it in detail as to why it doesn't make sense. And also, if you guys want reference other channels that have been covering this case very thoroughly, one is Mike King, Profiling Evil. He's done a great job with this case. Annie, of course, from 10 to Life, has been covering this case, and she's been working closely with Mike King from Profiling Evil, covering this case, and it's been great. Yeah, this is it looks to me like this is what he's looking down at is probably where her bike was probably found. So, but Mekcee is when his audio cut out, he was saying that he believes that something took place in the house. And I absolutely agree with him, especially with the new charges that we have here. That indicates to me too. It seems to me like they found some sort of evidence that I mean they wouldn't bring those charges on unless they really felt that they could prove it in court. So yeah, I'm interested to see what happens here, but Suzanne Morphew, as far as law enforcement is concerned, she was most definitely murdered. And her body, according to those charges, it indicates that her body was probably moved and mutilated. So the way it sounds like is he probably cut up, as much as I hate saying this, it sounds to me, if I'm speculating, it sounds a lot like he dismembered her and disposed of her body in different places, based on those charges. So that's very disturbing, and it doesn't even seem like yeah, I'm still shocked about this. But what I was getting at when I was talking earlier before Mekcee came back on is this is a very, whether you believe in this stuff or not, this is very important because it can't hurt. And there's a possibility that we could get some answers here, actually. This is where what Mekcee does could actually make a difference in a case. And that's amazing. Now, again, whether you believe it or not, but when it comes to the supernatural or the paranormal or things of that nature, law enforcement they've never been strangers to actually using psychic mediums. And many times the psychic mediums have been extremely helpful. History and true crime has taught us that. So this could be a very, very helpful thing to the case, but one thing it can't do is hurt. So I think that's really, really fascinating because and just seeing this and having Mekcee go hands-on like this it's pretty incredible. It's quite a blessing, really, because nobody that's been covering this case, aside from Tyson Draper, has been there in that area, hands-on, feet on the ground, the way that Mekcee is right now, which is mind-blowing. I feel grateful and blessed just to even be on this stream right now because I've been following this case so closely. Oh, Cherry K's in the house.
Can you guys hear me okay?
We can hear you now. Yes, now we can hear you.
Okay, cool. All right, so we're over by the location of the house. Sorry, I couldn't get you guys because I couldn't get any audio. As you can see the 225 little sign right here. Hold on, let me get out and show you. And I'll show you, you know, that little missing persons thing is kind of like a memorial for her. And this is about as close as we can get to the house without losing signal. And the house is literally like 2.5 minutes from us. Like we're that close to it. I will do a different spirit box session, obviously off line, and then post it to you guys as well and put the link in the description here so that you guys can get that. But I think because we're in such close proximity of it, it's literally down that road, and over there to the left is where the house is at. I think that we might as well just bust out the spirit box and start doing the spirit box right here.
And this is fascinating too, because another thing about this is one thing we speculated about when we didn't know anything yet, when she first went missing, before Barry was even a suspect. This was the question was whether or not why she didn't take her cell phone, because she did not take her cell phone with her. Right. Yeah. On this bike ride. So the question was, well, why wouldn't she take her cell phone? And one of the things was she probably wouldn't get signal anyway and didn't see the point of taking it.
Yeah, it's literally, I have to stay right here in this location between right here where the memorial's at and right down there at the edge of the hill. That's the only place that I actually get signal from. So if I get outside of this little region, no matter which direction, no matter if I'm going one direction, you know, north, south, it doesn't matter. If I don't stay in this little area, you guys saw I lost signal and I cut out. I'm glad that you guys stayed with me. So thank you for staying. I just want to make sure I stay in this area so that we can conduct it. This is the closest that we can get to the actual location where I think that the tragedy had happened. So I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to conduct the spirit box session here because if we're in close proximity of it, I feel like we can make good contact. Like I said, I will go ahead and do a spirit box over by the house because the house is 2.5 minutes away, but I'll do one right here just so you guys can see it live. And the other ones I'll record. Now the glare, I think you were cutting out when I was trying to hear, but I think you were talking about the bike. The bike's location was actually found down this road a little bit of ways. I think it's about 8-9 minutes roughly away, which we will.
Yeah, I was just guessing because you didn't have audio and then you were looking down. So it looked like in that ditch it might have been, it made sense that could have been where the bike was found, but you're clarifying. Thank you for clarifying that. So it's
no problem.
It's further down the road.
It's further down the road. We will go to that location. I honestly do not think that we're going to get signals. So unfortunately, I don't think that you're going to be able to see that live, but I will record video in that location where they did find her bike too as well. And I'll put all these videos together and I should be able to have that posted tonight for everybody because literally it's just going to be, you guys know me, I like to do raw and unedited things. If I can keep it live, I will. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to upload whatever raw footage that we have, dump it together for the bike one. For this one, I'm not even going to try to make it look fancy or edit or anything like that because it's just meant so you guys can see as if it would have been live, if that makes sense. So I guess we're here. So I'm going to jump in the car and I guess we'll start the spirit box session and see if we can find any answers. I know that Suzanne Morphew has not been found yet, to my knowledge, and I honestly,
I'm going to go ahead and say that I don't think she's going to be.
Yeah,
based on the charges that we have. It's not even a question. I don't even believe that it's a question of Barry Morphew giving the police the location of her body. Mm-hmm. I think it's possible. I mean, anything could happen. I'm just speculating here, but based on the new charges that were brought on him, it seems to me that, I mean, it's possible that he maybe even, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. But they definitely have enough evidence, and that evidence, or at least they believe they have enough evidence, and that these charges indicate that they have evidence that she was probably dismembered or her body was destroyed in some way. So it's a sad thing that her daughters are not going to be able to have that closure if that's the case, and give her a proper burial.
Yeah, and hopefully, that's part of the reason why I'm here is sometimes, mediums, psychics, I'm not claiming to be a medium or anything like that. I do hunt for the evil that took place, and, that I do believe that evil took place here, especially if Barry had something to do with the murder from her. So I do believe that if there's that we might be able to get some sort of answers. And if we can get any answers as to where she might be located, maybe we can provide some sort of closure for the family. And
Right.
That's my hope. So,
right. Like I was telling everybody, I mean, even if you're not a believer, since this case is still open and we don't have any answers, I mean, we don't know what law enforcement actually has, but since we don't actually have the answers ourselves, this can't hurt either.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? This is not in any way, shape, or form disrespectful to the families or her memory. So I'm actually very, very, very privileged to be a part of this.
Yeah, I'm glad to have you here too, Blair. I know you guys have covered this, and I know you listed some people who had covered it too. So I know there's a lot of people who are obviously wanting to help and very intrigued with the case too. So, hopefully, like I said, hopefully we'll be able to find some answers right now, and we'll just pray that happens for the family, for closure, so we can try to get something that might help out.
How can someone look at how beautiful that area is where you are right now? Mm-hmm. I don't understand how someone can not be just inspired and in awe of the beauty. How can you be inspired to murder someone and do horrible things to their remains when you're surrounded by this beauty all the time? It doesn't make any sense to me.
And I always say it too, like I say, take a look around. I mean, you can look
at that
this place, and you can see it. I mean, to me, this is God's creation. Like,
right? It's there's a divinity to it.
Absolutely.
Unbelievable. Look at the little stream and everything. I mean, that's a real slice of Americana right there, man.
It is. It really is. Like, if you want to find peace and serenity, I mean, Colorado is a beautiful place, and these are some of the places. We just went over to where the house was, and we're like, wow, this is a beautiful area. Absolutely gorgeous.
Karen Ann just made a very, very interesting comment to respond to what I just said about that, and she says evil doesn't know beauty. Mm-hmm. That makes perfect sense. Yeah. That makes perfect sense.
Also, same thing with money. When money is involved, we know that there was a lot of money thrown, kind of around, even to find her. What was it, $250,000?
Well, there's people who come into a lot of money, and then the people that come into a lot of money, and then they end up moving out to an area like this because it's their dream to do that. Mm-hmm. It's so you could have a lot of money and still be inspired by how beautiful that is,
Or it could be the other one. People lose interest and are not intrigued. And sometimes when you have money and money's not an issue, and you kind of have everything at the tip of your fingertips, that's why you see a lot of people who have money and stuff get into drugs and different things, because it's not enough. They're like, money doesn't make you happy.
I got to fix give me 1 second.
Money does not buy you happiness. We can see that in all different areas, unfortunately. See that house up there? There's a house up there. It's awesome. All right. I guess I'm going to bust out the equipment right now, so we can get started. I just needed an unlock though. So I brought the drone. I was hoping to fly the drone out here, get some footage too. All right, so I'm just grabbing. Can you hear me, the glare?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, I'm just grabbing the equipment right now, so that I'm grabbing the spirit box, grabbing the K2 meter. Going to grab digital voice recorder. I think that'll probably be all we need, honestly, right now, since we're not going night vision on this time. Okay, spirit box. I was showing him too the drone I brought out to.
Dude, yeah, that's and you got plenty of daylight left. That was the one thing I was concerned about, because if you, as you can see, I had reason to be concerned. If you're wandering around this area at night, you could get hurt, you know.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, I feel a lot better that now that we're seeing it, and that you've got plenty of daylight left, which is good. And I'm really interested, if you get that drone going, man. I'm real interested to see what that thing's going to pick up and the kind of footage it's going to provide.
I'll fly over. Yeah, I'll fly over too. I'll try to get an aerial view so you guys can see the house, and hopefully the location where the bike is at too. So hopefully I don't run out of time here. I don't think we'll run out of time. It's still early. So, all right. Well, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I've got about another 3 hours before it gets dark here in Tennessee. So
nice. I'm gonna do the spirit box. It's just hot in here, so I don't want to fry. And she's like, "What are we doing?" I turned on the car. She's like, "What are we doing?"
Yeah, Road King's like, watch out for snakes, man. Yeah, watch out for snakes. I'd be worried about snakes.
Oh, I know for sure.
Like, they got rattlers out there.
Yeah, we for sure do. All right, I'm thinking I'm going to take out my headphones, so hopefully we can see it. Unless you guys can hear it. I'll test it and see if you guys can hear the spirit box okay first before we start it. There was a truck that had been here and they stopped. They're like kind of looking at us like, "What are you guys doing over there?" Earlier. Can you hold this up? Can you put it at the memorial?
People really showing you love here, man, in this chat.
You guys are awesome. Thank you so much.
Oh, look at that. Karen Ann with a super chat there. Right when I said that.
Thank you, Karen Ann. Is it Karen Ann?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm trying to set up the equipment, so sorry I can't see. I'll push you up real quick here. Did it happen? Did I post you? There you go. Thank you, Karen Ann.
Yeah, I don't mess with snakes either, man. Like snakes and spiders. No, I'm not into that. Like they got these poisonous defenses for a reason. That reason is, don't mess with me. Leave me alone. You know what I'm saying? Like that's God's way of saying, don't mess with these dudes.
Yeah,
leave them alone.
That's true.
Right.
I'm gonna turn on the K2 meter in the car. Oh my gosh, look at it, baby. The thing is like full red. That's insane. And then it just went dead. It's full red for a second. The K2 meter that I have. I'm gonna leave it back here in my back door. So I have the K2 meter going in my back seat. I know you guys can't see it, but to me it helps identify if an energy or something comes, around or near. Obviously it'll do some spiking. So it'll kind of help me with this spirit box session. So, Jen K, thank you so much. You're always so awesome. Thank you for all you do, Mekcee. No, thank you, Jen. You're always contributing to the channel. We really do appreciate you. And Jen's one of the mods too. So, Jen, thank you so much.
Yeah, she's great.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to turn on the spirit box and you guys let me know if you guys can hear it. Okay. We're going to do a quick test. Are you ready? I know you hate the spirit box. So. You good? She's like, as long as it's not in Velisca Axe Murder House in the middle of night, we're good.
So the spirit box, the skeptic in me came up with a theory. And and that theory is that like when you always get headaches,
Yeah.
like that spirit box is noisy, dude.
It is super noisy.
So like if I'm sitting in an enclosed space like a car with that thing blasting, I'm probably gonna get a headache too.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
but there's no denying, and I've been on this channel when it happened. It happened with Gannon Stock. That thing has come up with some words, and it's enough to make me question my own skepticism.
Yeah, they're sometimes very accurate and spot on, and I mean it answers you too, which is like, it's incredible how you sometimes get answers. It'll answer you yes, no, yes, they're here, just like different things. And for those that don't know what a spirit box is, I'm using a PSP7 spirit box. And for those of you who don't know, Liz, thank you for your super chat there. I saw you. Thank you so much for that. And for those that don't know what a spirit box is, essentially what it does is it filters through and it sifts through, it skips through channels on an AM or FM frequency. And what the spirit or demon, whatever you guys want to call it, is supposed to do is it manipulates the radio frequency to transform it into words or sentences that answer or respond intelligently. What's been very interesting about this thing, and some people will say, oh, well, we don't believe in spirit boxes, it's just words coming out of the radio or whatever. Two things on that. One, I've taken out the antenna, which is altered it so that we try to eliminate as much radio frequency as possible so that we get more accurate responses. The other thing with that too is I will tell you, my name, Mekcee, is not on any radio station. You will not find it on AM. You will not find it on FM. And many times it has called my name out, Mekcee, Mekcee. It has called me out several times. So when it can manipulate the radio frequencies in order to come up with words such as Mekcee, that's when you got to start questioning and be like, okay, well, maybe there is something to this. I mean, how can you explain that away when it's sifting through AM and FM frequencies on radio stations, and it happens to come up with my name. And it's came up with other names too. Kim Kaufman. Kim Kaufman was not on there. And if you guys don't know who Kim Kaufman was, that was somebody with the Watts case. So it's like crazy.
Wow. Yeah, that's. Yeah, I mean, I remember I was doing the Gannon thing with you. There was a couple of times I was just blown away.
Yeah, it is. It's crazy. All right, you ready? Here we go. All right, we're gonna do it. Hopefully you guys can hear it. I'll check real quick. If you guys can put a thumbs up in the chat to let me know you guys can hear the spirit box okay, that'll help me know that you guys are okay with it. If not, we'll take out the headset that I got and go directly from the iPhone. So thank you, Sonny Robinson. All right, so just opening up the spirit box. Can you guys hear it? Give me a thumbs up in the chat if you guys can hear it, okay?
I can hear it fine.
What happened to Suzanne Morphew? What happened to Suzanne Morphew? Can you tell me what happened to Suzanne Morphew? Do you know Barry? Do you know Barry? Is anybody here? Is the evil here? The demon? I can hear it like it's trying to come through with something, but so far it hasn't said any words. We're trying to find Suzanne Morphew. Do you know where she was put? Do you know what happened to her? I don't know. That was weird. I haven't had it do that before. Was that you that just made the spirit box go silent? Are you trying to communicate with it?
I'm wondering if one of the reasons why we're not hearing a lot of voices coming through like we normally do is because
There's no
this is
signal.
such a rural area. It's such a I mean, there's probably not a lot of human, activity that has taken place in this area. So it wouldn't really pick up a lot of spirits.
Or just enough frequency. With that too, enough frequency, the glare, for them to be able to manipulate it.
Interesting.
But there's more than one way to skin a cat, which we're about to do here in a second. So I'm just gonna give it another minute more. If you can
Y'all
channel,
know Mekcee's got more than one trick up his sleeve.
yeah, let's
Y'all
hear
know
it.
Mekcee ain't playing.
If you can get enough energy, can you make this talk and say anything at all? Okay, I'm gonna give you one last chance. Can you try to get as much energy as you can to try to say something in the spirit box? It's like, do you guys hear that every time like I try to communicate with it? It cuts out. Yeah, like it wants to try to say something. Are you trying to communicate? Is that you cutting out the signal in order to do that? See? Do you guys hear that?
I did hear that.
If you can hear me, cut out the signal. That's crazy.
Do that again.
Is there something here that's trying to communicate? You just don't? Can you cut out the signal? Did something happen here? Can you cut it off in intervals? Once for yes, twice for no.
Can you put the camera on the spirit
Yeah,
box?
put the camera on me. On the me on the spirit box too. Can you cut out the spirit box if something's happening right now? Once for yes, twice for no. You hear it cut out again? Is there something here?
Does anybody know Morse code? Morse code? I don't.
Is there something here? This sucks. Are you trying to say something? Are you trying to say something? Did something happen to Suzanne Morphew here? In the house? That's freaking crazy. Did something happen to Suzanne Morphew here? Is Suzanne Morphew's body still around here? Let me get a headache again. Is there anything else you want to say? Can you try to make a sound or a word? Was Barry involved? Did Barry? I don't want to say it. Did Barry murder Suzanne Morphew? Can you say something? Can you say a word? Was there multiple people involved? Are you still there? Do you hear that? Do you have anything else to say before I shut this off? All right, I'm gonna shut it off. It's freaking hot.
know if there's anything anywhere else we can go where there's more signal.
Back to town, but that's like
maybe
12 minutes away. That was kind of
down there. There was
there was zero. There was zero signal down there. Oh man, so that was kind of crazy.
Yeah, I'm feeling like it might have to do with you're just not close enough to where something
Radio frequency.
actually. Well, I mean, I think there's radio signal everywhere for the most part, but the what I'm saying is the maybe you're just not as close enough to where something actually happened, and unfortunately, we still don't actually know where this crime actually took place.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree.
And all you can do is just kind of explore and you know, see what happens. But this has made me more of a believer in the spirit box because, I mean, I mean, turn on the radio. You're gonna tell me that you don't get radio stations in right now? I'm
Let's
curious.
see. Yeah,
Yeah.
let's see.
Just hit scan.
No, it's right there. Can you hear 95.7?
Yeah.
Let's try another station. No, this is usually a station where we get nothing.
Well, you're 3 hours from where you live.
Yeah.
So, but I'm saying, like, whatever radio stations are in that area, don't you have like a scan button that automatically looks for the stations?
Yeah, let's try Seek. 69.
I mean, there's plenty of radio stations. Listen to that.
Yeah.
Coming in clear as
Tonight,
day.
look for a high of 80.
So, like I said, I think it's a question of, we're just not in the right place. You know what I mean?
Do you see how I just skipped through a whole bunch of those? There's a lot of radio stations in between it. So there's not very many. I mean, honestly, we have a lot more stations than that. So, but there's enough signal you can see in some of these radio stations. There's what, 1,
Most advanced
2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
Yes, from 94.
7, 8.
Through Twitter, as
8.
one does.
There's literally only 8 stations. We have a lot more stations than that. But that shows you, I mean, there still is radio frequency that's coming through here. So
Right.
that should be honestly enough. I guess if it wanted to say something? It was communicating in a different type of way though that I haven't had it communicate before.
I mean, I'd hate to get gruesome here, but I mean, we still don't know what to the extent her body was mutilated, because these are one of the charges.
Mm-hmm.
So I wonder if her body being mutilated actually has some sort of effect on what she thinks her ability to be able to communicate could be. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I know what you're saying. We're gonna try we're gonna try one more too. I haven't honestly tried these on any of my investigations that I could think of, but let's see. Hopefully, I don't know. Maybe we'll catch something. So we're gonna try this one and see.
I was like, necrophonic. Whoa, what's that mean?
What is that word?
Oh my
What
God!
is that
What does that have to do with the case?
We need to know.
It's a brand name, some app.
Yeah, that's
Like-
so funny. All right, here we go. Yeah, you can. Can you guys hear that okay?
No. Oh yeah, a little bit.
We're looking for Suzanne Morphew. Suzanne Morphew. We're looking for where she's located or where her body is. Do you know where Suzanne Morphew is? No? I think it said no. Did it say no? Did you say no? Do you know Barry? Is there a demon here or around here that knows about Barry or Suzanne Morphew? So hard to understand. It's jumbled all over the place. Do you know where Suzanne Morphew is? Susan. It said her name. Suzanne. Suzanne. Did you hear that? Did anybody else hear that? It said Suzanne. Yes, Suzanne Morphew. I know. Yes, we're looking for Suzanne Morphew's body. Is she around here?
That sounds crazy coming through my headphones,
Yeah, it's insane. This is the way it sounds.
but I still can't make anything out.
There's a few things that I've been able to make out, but it seems pretty jumbled to me. Hello? Did it say hello? Did somebody say hello? Susie. It says Susie. Did you hear that? Does anybody know if she was ever nicknamed Susie? If anybody ever called her Susie? Does anybody say in chat? Anybody know? Suzanne Morphew. This is who we're looking for. Remember? Remember what? Remember. It said remember again. Remember what? What do you want to remember? Her. Did you hear it? Her. You want us to remember Suzanne? Yes.
Oh, dude, I totally heard that.
You want us to remember Suzanne Morphew?
It said yes again.
Yeah. Where is she? Where is Suzanne? Home? It sounded like home. At the house? Are you talking about at the house?
I heard it say court.
Court? Court day? Didn't it say court in the day? For Barry? Are you talking about Barry? Did Barry kill Suzanne? Barry, did you hear it say it low? It was all. What do you?
Oh, it totally said Barry
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah,
Did you hear that?
yeah. Was Barry responsible for Suzanne Morphew's death? I think it said Barry again, like a few. Is Suzanne Morphew around here? Are we in the right location? Where do we need to look for Suzanne? Say help. Say help. I think it said help. Who said help?
It said burned in the yard.
Is that what it said?
Burned in the yard. That's what I
Burned in the
swear.
I'll have to go over that. I don't know how I missed that.
I'm just kidding. That's totally what I heard. Not even trying to lie.
Can you speak on a spirit box? Is it too hard to communicate on the spirit box? No? It said no. Was that you who was making yes or no answers? Okay. Bye. Bye. I think it just told me bye. Bye. Are you leaving? Hurry up. Barry? It just said Barry. God, that is crazy. All right, I'm gonna stop it right there because holy smokes, like, that was a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, you gotta push another person. That was pretty crazy.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with that particular one that you just used. I hadn't heard you use that one yet.
Yeah, that's the
But I
first time
haven't
I've
caught
used it.
every single one of your lives either. But I have, yeah, like, I mean, you see me in chat for most of them, but I haven't heard that one yet.
It said like it said home. I don't know. I feel like something happened at home. I just feel like something happened at their house. I don't know if her body would be anywhere near it. I don't think that.
Well, when it said home, it was when you asked, "Where is Suzanne?" So
Could be
I
saying
mean,
she's home, like
could be
heaven,
right?
Home. God, that's crazy. It's so frustrating that I can't get closer to the house for you guys. I really, really want to get closer to the house.
What's the reason why you can't?
The signal cuts out, so you guys won't be able
because
to see
of the
it.
signal. Okay. I'm wondering, what if we did this? I mean, because I'm here, I could just try to keep everybody as entertained as possible. Maybe you can actually, with Mrs. Mekcee's phone, actually record something. You know what I mean? Maybe you won't be able to get enough signal to stream it live, but at least record something, and then on a later live stream, you can go over it. You can go over what you recorded, like you've done with other things too.
Yeah, we definitely will too. When we cut out, we'll do that. We can do a quick little session over there with the. You guys want us to do that? You guys want us to go? We'll just leave Will up here for. Sorry, the glare.
Call me Will. That's cool.
We'll just leave you up here for a minute. You guys want us to go to the house real quick, record a quick video, do that, and I could probably show you, obviously on the phone, so you guys can hear. That way, you guys know it's all real time too. I mean, we're like right here, so we wouldn't have any time to edit it, quote unquote, or anything like that. But you guys could see kind of what the house and the location looks like too. So we could do that. Everybody's saying yes, so I guess that's what we're gonna do. My wife said, if they tell you to jump off a bridge, I might just do that. I'm that dedicated. Oh shoot. Okay, so we're gonna drive towards it. We're probably gonna lose signal. I'm not gonna lie, we're probably gonna lose signal, but we're gonna have Miss Mekcee record the session that we do, the same thing that we just did right now, and see what we capture.
I mean, because you're,
And then we'll come back and show it.
yeah, you can't just let something as trivial as not being able to get a good cell signal stop us from being able to at least get the content.
Oh,
maybe not
absolutely
stream
not.
it right away, but get it. Because this, like I said, even without the paranormal aspect of this, nobody's gotten footage of this since Barry's arrest. Nobody's come out here and done this yet, you know.
Yes.
So it's just interesting to me, even as somebody who's just been following the case, to actually see this area in real time, you know. And you just picking up the footage of it. I'm curious. I hope you get that drone up too. I'm really hoping to see what that drone's going to pick up.
Yeah, we're gonna do the drone, and hopefully we can pick up something. If it'll allow signal too, that might be the other problem I come up with, is the drone having GPS signals. That I might not be able to freaking even get up in the air because it goes off signal.
Good point.
But we're gonna try. We're gonna do our dance.
Yeah. Okay. So looks like he's getting closer to that area, which means that he's losing signal real bad. Yeah. So like I was saying, I think it's fascinating to be able to actually see this area, because it really puts into perspective this entire time. I've just kind of had to go by, you know, quick little pictures, you know, having followed this case and not actually being able to actually see it firsthand like this. So this and this area, as far as all the speculation that's taken place for the last year, is crucial to the case. All right, so we lost Mekcee altogether there. So, but being able to see that, which we can't see it now, unfortunately, but it's pretty it's pretty amazing to me to be able to see that like that, and I love that it's Mekcee and Mrs. Mekcee doing it. Yeah, that's a good point there too. St. Elmo's fire. Yeah, so Barry's not. We don't have to worry about Barry coming out with a shotgun and blasting anybody. He's in custody, so that's a good thing. And y'all don't mind Cherry. Cherry's one of my moderators, and for those of you who don't know, so we just troll each other. That's what we do. So don't say anything. Don't worry about what Cherry K's saying there. Cherry K is fantastic. Sorry, I'm just looking over chat here. So I'm trying to think, because right now, I mean, those yeah, I don't think anybody's messing with the Morphew girls. Is that happening? Is that a thing? Yeah, I mean, if anybody's doing that, and you're scum. So yeah, you're scum, pure scum. Anybody who messes with these family members who are you know, having to deal with the suffering of losing someone, and to I can you imagine? I mean, you have these two very well-adjusted, grown young women, raised by their parents. You know, it's not like they got a divorce or anything. You know what I mean? So, can you imagine? You know, your mother goes missing for a year. You've got everyone accusing your father of it, and then your father actually finally gets arrested for it. And on top of it, everyone on the internet is somehow attacking you in some way. Not everyone, but there are people on the internet in some way or shape attacking you. I mean, it's stressful, man. You know, these high profile cases are tricky, but they're important to talk about. They're important to talk about because we need to. I think it makes us better people to try to want to understand why these things take place, because we don't approve of them, to say the least. So to sit here and it just bothers me that people forget that these cases involve real people who are horribly affected by these things. These aren't characters in some soap opera or some movie. These are people who lost people. You know, can you imagine what it's? Can you imagine what it's like? To have to decide whether or not you want your father in your life or not, whether or not you should support him through this. I can't even imagine what that sort of burden for those girls are, what it's like for them. I can't even begin to imagine. So if you don't have anything but empathy for these two girls, then you're scum. I mean, it's just that simple as far as I'm concerned. And I don't know if Mekcee or Mrs. Mekcee can hear me, but I got a text in from someone I shared this link with, and they suggested just maybe try and stick to yes or no questions, but I don't know about that. See, if the spirit box is capable of actually, we've heard the spirit box give words, key words that actually pertain to these cases. I've heard it before myself. So it's kind of a good idea. I mean, but to get more specific answers, which is what we've seen Mekcee be able to do many times over, I think is going to be definitely more informative for us. I had Taco Bell earlier, dude. Delicious. Dude, you know what they got? I got another one in here too. They got a chicken chalupa. Dude, it's like it's you know the chalupa shell that they got that's super tasty, right? Well, they made one out of chicken, dude. Like, did I save an entire civilization of people in a past life to deserve that? Did I do that? Was I a hero in a past life to deserve a chalupa shell made out of chicken? Chicken? Dude, fantastic, bro. Fantastic. But anyway, I digress. So when it comes to Barry Morphew being on trial, there's a lot of questions. There's a lot of questions about whether or not he is there's a lot of questions of why he had a public defender. I think he just recently hired a new attorney, because it's just like, why did he go with a public defender? It didn't make sense, and there was a lot of speculation as to his reasons as to why he did that. You know, weird. And has he even pled yet? Does anybody know if he's even pled guilty or not guilty yet? Hold on a second. I'm trying to find that information. All right. So, I mean, 3 weeks ago was the latest update on that. And it says the new charges is of hiding or destroying his wife's body. I mean, so the thing is they're still tacking. I don't think he's put in a plea yet because they're still tacking charges on him. Like this investigation is still very much open, people. So they're still tacking charges on him. I mean, so he can't plead guilty or not guilty if they're still looking for things and charging him. So I don't think he's gotten to a point to where he can plead yet. So we're probably nowhere even close to a trial yet in this case, people. So it's, yeah, you don't know about us Latinos here. What is it? Brennan Tube. Yeah, Brennan Tube. You don't know about us Latinos. Okay. We say shoes, choose. We say chicken, chicken. Okay. That's how it works. Don't ask me to explain it. It's just the way it is. It's delicious. Chicken chalupa. Delicious. Anyway. Yeah, so I'm thinking, yeah, it's probably going to be a while before we even see this go to trial. And that's if it even goes to trial, because if he pleads guilty, that's it. And this is the thing is for the sake of those two girls, I believe I hope that this murder was financially motivated and only financially motivated, to where there's at least some decency left for his daughters. And I know what you're thinking is like, what kind of decency? If a man had any decency, he wouldn't have murdered their mother. Okay, fair enough, true. But it's possible that he could have remorse. And I don't think it's wrong to hope that this man had some remorse or has remorse. And there's still the chance that he could do the right thing. Now, is it likely that he will? History teaches us in true crime, probably not. But I would like to see that happen. I would like to see Barry Morphew, for the sake of his daughters, give them closure, admit to what he's done. If he is guilty, because it is innocent until proven guilty. But I do believe him to be guilty. Absolutely. Personally, that's my personal opinion. But now, will he do the right thing? I don't know. I would like to think, I still have that kind of faith in people sometimes. I still have the kind of faith in people that somebody could do something horrible and then regret it later, and then do everything they can to make up for it, and have empathy for the people that it's affected. So hopefully this man has empathy for his daughters, and truly wants to do what's best for them. I agree with you, Melissa Y. Said if he loved his girls, he would tell the truth for his children and not drag them through a trial. I completely agree. I completely agree. I think it's on top of a heinous crime that one's committed, right? On top of the heinous crime that one's committed, if they are guilty, I think it is double heinous to put everyone through a trial instead of just owning up to it and taking accountability and taking whatever comes. It's cowardly. You know, you do something that has consequences, be ready to face those consequences. Have some character. But the truth is, one could argue, and they wouldn't be wrong, they would not be wrong, that you wouldn't have done it in the first place. If you had any type of character at all, you wouldn't have done something so disgusting and awful in the first place. But again, maybe all it takes is have a good heart-to-heart with his daughters, look them in the eyes, and that's enough to change him and have a change of heart to still do the right thing. Because let's face it, man, if I could talk to Barry right now, you know, hey, even if you beat this, your life is screwed. You might as well be in prison outside, you know? I mean, that's the thing. Like, this guy, you know, he's not Casey Anthony. You know what I mean? He's not going to find some lonely dude that's going to take care of him. You know what I mean? Like, and save him from the entire situation. I don't know, Robbie. If you want, I'll text you a link and bring you up here. Because no, what Mekcee, what he's doing right now, Robbie, is he's close to the Morphew home. Just to bring Robbie up to speed here, he's close to the Morphew home, but there's basically no cell phone signal at all whatsoever near there. So what I suggested was that I'll just come up here, talk about the case a little bit, and let him take some footage and do an investigation where he can take some footage, and then we can all review it later. But it makes me nervous because we can't see him. You know, I don't know what he's doing. I want to know that he's okay. I want to, you know, so I'm hoping that there's a way for him to be able to check in with us once in a while, just to let us know that everything's good. And I can't highlight comments, guys, because this isn't my stream. I don't have the ability to do so. Interesting. So Ruth Bartlett, because there was at one point where we thought we heard the spirit box say Susie, and Mekcee asked if anyone knows whether or not Suzanne was referred to as Susie by her loved ones. And Ruth Bartlett is saying that her stepbrother called her Susie. He said so on the Interview Room, which is also a very good channel and has a lot of information on this case too. So the Interview Room is, if you're not familiar with the Interview Room and you're interested in this case, make sure to check that channel out too. And that was interesting. Interesting, Kiki Rose. You're saying that the lack of signal was one of Barry's methods of keeping Suzanne away from her family. I don't know if I agree with that. You know what I mean? How is that a method to keep her away from? I mean, You're telling me that this guy purposely went out and found property where there's no cell phone signal so she couldn't communicate to anybody? I mean, I don't know about all that. That's a little, I'm not sure. Well, there's Mekcee. Mekcee's back. What's up, bud?
We're back. So we tried a few different things, and we didn't get a ton of responses, but I will show you guys the video footage real quick.
Oh, my God.
She's over here playing with her phone. I'm like, I gotta have your phone so we can show them the video footage, baby. Go ahead, baby. Go ahead, show them. Baby, I need your phone.
You're asking me.
All right, here we go. Let's see.
So did anything happen?
We had a few responses, but it wasn't like super. It wasn't. Sorry, I'm trying to look for the footage. Okay. See that?
Okay.
What did you
Not
do?
sure.
The
Hold
other
on.
way.
So that's the house.
Oh, wow. Yeah, there's a little bit of a glare
Sorry.
from the window, but we can see just fine.
I'm trying to hide. I'm trying to hide it. So we basically went, there's a little spot right over there. We went to conduct the thing because obviously we didn't want to park right in front of the house, but it's like real close to it. Trying to get to it real quick so we can do that.
Did you say yes?
I think I covered my volume.
Yes.
Alright, we're pulling up right here. For...
Alright, so here we go. Suzanne Morphew. Was she killed right here? Next to the house? Yes.
You hear that? Yes?
Did you say yes? Was Suzanne Morphew killed right here? Did Barry murder Suzanne?
Comes from this station.
What happened to Suzanne Morphew? Did you say murder? Did you say murder? What happened to Suzanne Morphew?
Okay. Alright, so we're frying to death in here. But, so there's a few things. I'll upload that video. I just wanted to show you guys a quick clip so you guys could. That would suck if it stopped. I just want to show you guys a quick clip so you guys can see we went right by the house and everything. You guys should have seen the fiasco that just happened right now too, by the way. The fiasco that just happened was I was trying to hold it and I'm trying to get as close as I can with my earphone. Well, I know originally before I had that thing, but I didn't want to interrupt it. So I was trying to tell my wife first to grab this so I could get closer to the thing so you guys can hear more. And then I was trying to tell her, I was like, turn off the AC. The AC's a little loud. She's like, huh? And I'm like,
You weren't actually saying nothing.
yeah, I wasn't actually. I was lip syncing it. So I was all.
Sounded like take my hat off. I was like, take
So
your
she's-
hat off.
I'm all take the AC. So she starts taking my hat off. I'm all. Not my hat. Not my hat. The AC. Turn the AC off, please. And so then she turns on the radio. We got to work better at our signals. So,
You're reading your lips. You don't have any, so I can't read them.
did you just say still second base? Oh, man.
Yeah. So, is nobody lives at the house right now, right? I mean, he sold the house, but
I didn't see anybody there. We didn't see any vehicles or any cars right there. I didn't want to be like completely
well,
that
of course, yeah.
D-bag, just go straight up on their house and be like,
Hello,
I almost did though.
anybody home?
I almost did. You know me. I did that. Remember at the other one too.
At Gannon, yeah,
At
you
Gannon.
did.
I did.
You
Go up to
did.
the house and as soon as I saw him, I was like, "Do I?"
You were saying, I'll go to the house, but it wasn't the right house.
No, the other one too. But I said I should go up to that house too. Yeah, the first one we weren't sure if it was the right one or not. I was like, I should go ask these people because they had a car parked there, but we didn't check to see the address first. We're all, but then it shows the address pretty plain as day. And I should have remembered it from the photos, but I just couldn't remember it from the photos. I'm like, dang it, I can't remember what the house looks like from the photos. But but I'll upload that video so you guys can see it and check it out. I think the next thing is we'll probably try to fly the drone and see if we can get overhead. Hopefully I can get some signal so I can get some footage of that. And then we'll probably do a quick scope where the bike was found. But there's no signal over there either, so we'll have to do a quick recording of that. And then I think we're going to call it good because we got a 3.5 hour journey back. So
Yeah, man. This was super informative. I mean, it's difficult to get, it seemed difficult to get contact with anything, but regardless, I mean, what you just did for people who are following this case and get a visual of that area is huge. I'm super grateful to you for it, man. This is, to take that trip out there and get all that footage. That was incredible.
Thank you. I hope we did some sort of justice today. I don't know how many answers we honestly got. We'll have to go over the spirit box and we'll have to go over the Necrophonics app and see what kind of intelligent responses we got and see what we can come up with. I don't know if we got some really good. I think we did get some decent answers sometimes, but as far as where Suzanne, unfortunately, I don't think we got a definite answer as to where it was. That was kind of crazy when it came up with home. So when we asked about her, that was I don't know. That's something. So yeah, guys, as always, thanks for tuning in. Claire, thanks for joining us too, man.
Thanks for having me, man.
I appreciate you coming out. If you guys haven't subscribed to his channel, because I couldn't get any signal, we were running late. I didn't get a chance to post it yet in the description or that I usually do and that stuff. But I will put it up there. So, so if you guys are interested, I want you guys to go subscribe to the Glare. He's awesome. He's always done an awesome job. He's always advocating for people that can't advocate for themselves. He's always trying to find the truth and justice. So we appreciate that. And he's a super awesome dude just in general too. So, but except for the fact that he doesn't like scumbags and dirtbags and what else do you call them?
Shitbags. Duty Ron calls them jagaloons, which I like better. I just say shitbag.
So,
if you suck.
Yeah. If you suck. And sometimes we all suck, honestly. So there's periods in our life I'm sure we all suck. But hey, we're doing more good than harm. I don't know. I think that's usually
well. While you were investigating, what I was saying was, there's still a chance for Barry Morphew to do the right thing here.
Yeah.
As far as, I mean, he's not going to make what he's done right, but there's still a chance for the sake of his daughters to cooperate with law enforcement, plead guilty, not put them through a trial. There's still an opportunity for this man to at least redeem some small, minute level of his character, at least a little bit.
And it's tough. Like, most of those people in those positions obviously don't do it for several reasons. One of his reasons probably would be his children. He probably doesn't want to look like the biggest dirtbag ever to his children.
Right.
But, I don't know. I can never sit there and try to justify murder or anything like that. But I can say there's people, we all make mistakes, and people make mistakes. I'm not saying what happened, the murder, obviously, it's not right. It's so far from being right and so ass backwards. It's messed up. But I hope that, like what you say, I hope that he decides to, if he did do it, I hope that he decides to come clean. I hope that he, for closure's sake, for his family's sake, I hope that he does choose to do the right thing. And sometimes the hard thing is right to the right thing is hard to do. I mean, right? Why do people lie? Because sometimes we're afraid of the repercussions or the consequences that come our way. And in Barry's circumstance, if it's true that he murdered her, that's
and it's just illogical too. It's illogical because when you think about the thing that you're trying to get away with, right? I mean, what is really? I mean, I don't know if this pertains to murder. I've never murdered anybody, but what is the comparison of how much you put yourself through as far as the punishment for what you're lying about? I mean, is it better just to deal with it and take it, or is it more work to just, and more effort and energy to lie and keep it covered up for the rest of your life?
I think that would be
your life is a waste. Yeah, at that point, you've wasted your life. At least by coming clean, which I believe is probably one of the reasons why confession is an exercise in the Catholic religion, is it gives you a chance to move on and be a better person. You're carrying that part of you, which it's ink in the water, man. You're carrying that with you for the rest of your life when you're lying about it and not taking any accountability for it. So
I agree. And that's like even in the Bible too, I'm not trying to be a Bible thumper at all, you guys, but even in the Bible, it's just about forgiveness and asking forgiveness for things and why.
It's for your own sake.
It's for your own sake. Like eventually you let it go, but it gives you to a point where you can move on. I know. I think everybody in their life has done it where you don't apologize, or sometimes you think about it, you're like, crap, I let these things go, or
you blame everybody else for it. And
so, I mean, we've all been down that road, unfortunately. And
sure.
But, I think ultimately when you get to that point and you're like, damn, I was kind of an asshole, or I was this, I was that, I was wrong. And you just eventually get to that point. It does feel like a weight has been lifted off your shoulders. I mean, like legitimately, you're like, I could breathe again. I've had many of those instances in my life, and unfortunately too many. So, but I'm glad that it seems like justice is trying to be served and in the process of doing it. So that makes me hopeful for this. I really do hope, for the children's sake, that they do find whatever happened to Suzanne Morphew. I really, truly hope they do, because
it sounds, based on his charges, I mean, those are pretty specific charges. Mm-hmm. So it sounds to me like they've got a solid case against him. I mean, the fact that they even specified a short rifle being involved tells me that they have this case worked out. They have a timeline of how things took place, and they plan on proving it in court. So let's like I said, let's hope Barry Morphew does the right thing, just pleads guilty. In his attorney just says, best thing for you to do, plead guilty. And I mean, the thing is when it comes to these cases, when the death penalty is not on the table, because I don't think the death penalty is on the table in Colorado anymore. There's no way to, what I mean? What does he have to gain other than a clear conscience? You know what I mean? Like he has if it's a choice of going to trial and trying to avoid any type of trying to avoid going to prison for the rest of his life, because even if he pleads guilty, he's not getting out. He's not getting out.
That's going
You
to be
know?
the tough part too for somebody, especially for somebody that's gone from having a lot of things to, you think about your life is on the line now. You're going from having a lot of different things and kind of getting things at your disposal to not having anything, being locked up, and you ain't ever going to get out. So that in itself sometimes becomes enough of a motivator where the person who's committed the crime is like, screw this, even if I'm lying, whatever, I'm going to keep continuing down this path, because hell, what do I have to lose now? It's either I'm in for all of my life or I get off on a technicality or whatever, you know?
Right.
And sometimes, unfortunately, there's people out there that do that. And hopefully this is not one of those cases. Hopefully the truth will come out, and hopefully it'll be, you know, go the other direction of what we hope it not to be, of people covering it up and lying or hiding it, and just, you know, somebody take accountability. And if and that so happens to be that Barry did, you know, what we're thinking he did, then hopefully he'll take accountability for it and man up and be like, you know what, I did do it.
Because that's who I'm thinking of now. I'm just thinking of those two daughters, man. You know, at this point, I mean, I went into that for a while there while you were doing your investigations, and I, you know, those are the two people that matter right now in this situation the most. So it's real important that we try to conduct ourselves on the internet, you know, and take it easy with the speculations and the rumors and things of that nature, because this ordeal can't be easy on them. So it doesn't make sense for us to make it any harder, you know.
Amen to that. Amen. Yeah. All right, guys. Well, everybody, thank you for joining the Glare. Awesome. Thank you so much for joining us, and we appreciate you having, you know, coming on the channel. Guys, make sure to go subscribe to Glare. Super awesome guy. Very appreciative that he's here right now. So thank you as always.
Thanks for having me, man.
Yeah, no problem. And to the rest of the viewers, everybody that was here and stuck through, thank you for sticking through, even losing signal. I had people that stuck through when we originally.
He stayed on the whole time.
Yeah, he stayed on behind the scene. But thank you to the people when we originally first started too for staying. I think there was 100 people in here waited for like almost 12 minutes of just deadness. So thank you guys. I appreciate that. Hey, what's up, Save Robbie?
I mean, you're like me, man. Like I'll schedule something and then like it takes me forever to actually get on when it's scheduled. So I think everybody's used to you coming in late. People are used to me coming in late. Yeah. It just is what it is. I'm just grateful that they stick around.
Unfortunately, like, you guys know, like, I'm in a remote location. There's not the greatest cell service. You know, that was one of my biggest concerns. I'm like, crap, I really hope that we get some sort of cell service. And luckily, just right here before you get into the houses, and it just happens to have enough signal where we can do this. So I love that.
Mekcee's like, oh, man, the one thing that I was so afraid of was not getting cell service. And I'm like, the one thing I was afraid of was Mekcee falling into a ravine and dying. You know,
I'm like, if I fall into a ravine and die, you know, at least you guys will know that I was trying to do that. Trying to do the right
like
thing.
I've been texting him, like since we even started talking about this, I'm like, man, I'm so scared because that area could be so dangerous.
Which we're going over to the bike area too, where it dropped off the side. So, you know, everybody who's over there and does prayers, you know, keep us in your prayers, because I am going to go. You guys know me. I got to go off foot soldier and I got to go record the stuff. So
be careful.
So, I
mean, you always are, but just I have to say it.
I try to be as careful as possible, because obviously I got my wife and my kids and stuff like that. But I also too, I do take leaps of faith sometimes. I'm like,
it's just a bike ride. If you know where it is.
Yeah, it's in that direction. We'll find it. But we'll find it for you guys. We'll record it and we'll post it up after this video, and we'll record everything we got and we'll just throw it out there for you guys. So. All right. Well, wish us luck in our journeys. We hope to see you guys again shortly, and thank you everybody that joined. Thank you again, Leclerc, and I hope you guys have a good, fantastic rest of your day. Spend time with your family and your loved ones, because you never honestly know how much time you have left. So, all right, we'll see you guys later.
We will do this again very soon.
Absolutely.